All right, subpart F operations. 2501 scope of the subpart prescribes the requirements of operation liquid natural gas petroleum liquid natural gas facilities. Each operation show the shall follow the one or more manuals written procedure to provide safety and normal operation for the respond with the abnormal operation with expects the safety procedures must include the precision monitoring component of the building according to the requirements of 193.2507. The start of the shutdown include the initial start of the performance test to demonstrate that the components will be proper for the safety and service recognize abnormal operation conditions project for the internal with component of the according the requirements of 193.2517 and keep the vaporization maintaining with the vaporization rate temperature for the pressure so that the resultant chaos will limit the established vapor of the downstream piping with the capable liquidation maintaining the temperature pressure for the pressure differential flow rate as applicable within the design like boilers, turbines, the other primary move of the pump, compressors, the expanders, the purification regenerating equipment with the cold box for the cold down component according with the requirements of the set which is 193.2505 and 125.05. 125.05 cool down. Each of the system components are subject to cryogenic temperatures that must be limited with the rate of distribution pattern with the keep the thermal with design limited during the cool down period with the pavement, in particular with attention for the performance expansion for the contraction devices. After the cool down stabilization reef, the cryogenic piping system must be checked for leaks in the areas of the flange vessels and seals. 2507. The monitoring operation of each component operation of the building and the hazard person with the property that could exhibit the monitor to detect fire with the animal function of the flame of the fluid, cover the hazard condition monitoring must be accomplished watching the listing of the from the attendant to the control center. Warning alarms of the gas and temperature, pressure, vacuum, and alarms, and conducting the inspection, testing, and involve specified operating procedures. All right, 2509 emergency procedure. Operators show the determine the type of the plate with the emergency with the fire for the procedure with the unexpected with the car with the liquid natural gas petroleum plant due to the operation of the malfunction structural collapse of the personal air with the force of the nature activity of the plant. Adequate handles each of the emergency identified with the paragraph A with the section of each of the fire emergency that each of the operator must follow with one or more manuals written procedure. The procedure must be provided in the following: responding controllable emergency and identifying with the notifiable person with the using the equipment appropriately handling the emergency, recognizing the uncontrollable emergency, take action, minimize harm to the public personnel, include the prompt notification appropriate local official of emergency possible need for the evacuation of public and vicinity of liquid natural gas, coordinate with appropriate local official for the preparation of the emergency evaluation prep plan, which sets forth the steps required to protect the public in the event with the emergency, including the catastrophic failure of the liquid natural gas storage tank, cooperative revoke with local office for the excavation of the emergency, require natural mutual assistance, keeping the official advised. Liquid natural gas plant, fire with control equipment is location with the quantity of the units located within another throughout the plant. The potential hazards of the plant include the fires, communicates emergency control capability of the liquid natural gas plant, and the staff that each of the emergency personal safety each operator shall provide with the special protective clothing and equipment necessary for the safety. For example, while any of the performing an emergency response duties, all personnel will normally do the fixed location on the turf of the building yard where they could be harmful in thermal radiation from the burning pool of the pound of the liquid to provide the means of protection of the location for the harmful effect of the thermal radiation or means of escape. Each liquid natural gas plant must be equipped with suitable first aid material for the location with which is clearly marked with the readily available personnel. 2513 transfer procedure. Each transfer of the liquid natural gas that has fluid must be conducted in accordance with one or more of the manuals written procedure for providing safe transfer. The transfer procedures must be included with the provision of personnel before the transfer. Verify the transfer system ready. Use the connection control of the piper proper position. The system could examine the possible mixture, verify the inadequate the purging in accordance with the procedure, which meet the requirements of the purging principles and practices, and incorporate the reference 193, 2013. All right, before the transfer, verify if the receiver that contains the tank of the field does not contain any substance which is incompatible with the incoming fluid. There is sufficient capacity to be able to receive the amount of the fluid or transfer. The best before transfer, verify the maximum filling volume of each of the receiving container of the tank field to ensure that the expansion of the incoming fluid do not due to the warm will not result in warming will not overfilling the pressure. When marking the bulk transfer of the liquid natural gas, it is partially filled, excluding the cold down here with the cooler and determine the difference for the temperature of specific gravity between the liquid natural gas being transferred to the liquid natural gas or in the container, if necessary. Provide the means to prevent the roller over due to the stratification. Verify the transfer operation proceeds within design conditions and that the overpressure overdoing does not occur with the monitoring applicable to low rates liquid levels and vapor returns. Manual terminate the flow before overfilling the overpressure occurs. Deactivate the control cargo transfer system in safe manner with the transmitting and disconnecting line for conducting any other appropriate operations. In addition, with the requirements of the paragraph B with the section of the procedure of the cargo transfer that must be located with the transfer area would include the provision of the personnel being consistent, constant attendance during the all cargo transfer operations. Probe with the backing of the tank truck occurs the transfer area with which when the person is positioned in the rear of the truck given the instructions to the driver be transferred verified before the transfer verify each of the tanker truck to comply with the applicable regulation governing it. All transfer hoses have been visually inspected and damaged. Effectively, each of the tank truck properly immobilized with chock and wheels and electronically grounded, and each tank of the truck engine shut unless it requires the transfer operation to prevent the tanker truck for the off during the transfer operation and restart the transfer line that has been disconnected. Aim for the release vapor that has been dissipated. Prevent loading the liquid natural gas into the tank truck that is not the exclusion of the liquid natural gas service that does not contain the deposit of the pressure the exclusive of the liquid natural gas service until every oxygen content of the tank is half of the exceeded 2% of the volume purged in the corn of the procedure to meet with the requirements of purging principles and practices. Verify all the transfer lines that have been disconnected equipment clear before the tanker and the tanker truck with moved in transfer position, and verify the transfer of the pipelines will not exceed the pressure of the temperature limits of the system. Alright, 2515, investigation of failures. Each operator shall investigate the cause of each of the explosion, fire over this liquid natural gas spill, leak with the result of the death, the injury resulting in hospitalization, property damage exceeding $10,000. The result of the investigation, property action must be taken for the minimum of the reference recurrence of the incident. The administrator of the relevant state agency under the pipeline safety law of the Title New York 49 U.S. Code 6101 investigation and to investigate the incident operatives involved. They shall make available the relevant information provided reasonable assistance conducting in the investigation necessary for the restore maintenance services of the or favor for safety non-compatible involved the incident, but may be moved to the location otherwise altered with the investigation complete with the investigation agency otherwise where the components must be moved with operational safety reasons they may not be removed from the plant site. They must be maintained at intact to the extent of the practical until the investigation is complete. And other investigation agencies are other provided purging when necessary for the safety component that could be accumulated with a significant amount of the combustible mixture of the bit must be purged in accordance with the procedure to meet the provision of purging principle practices after being taken out of service before being returned to service. 193.25.19 communications to each liquid natural gas must have the primary communication system with the provide the variable communication between all operating personnel at their workstation. Liquid natural gas. A liquid natural gas plant exceeds excess of 70,000 gallons of storage capacity must have the emergency communication system provides the verbal communication before all the personnel location necessary for the orderly shutdown operation. Equipment of the operation safety equipment time of the emergency communication system must be independent of and physically separated from the primary communication system and the security communication system 193.2909. Each communication system has required the auxiliary resource of the requirement power except for sound power equipment. Alright, 2521 operating records. Each operator shall maintain record result of each for the inspection, testing, investigation, and requirement of the Subpart liquid natural gas facility designed constructed after March 31st, 2000. The operator shall maintain the related inspection, testing, and investigation report of the National Fire Protection Act 59/2001, whereas such record, whether required by this part of the National Fire Protection Act 59/2001, must be kept for the period not less than 5 years. Alright, Subpart G, maintenance.